What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today is an important video, not only because a lot of you really like my G37, but because I have now owned this car for almost 100,000 miles. And that's a really big deal because, that's a lot of miles in general to own a vehicle. And this is actually the first car that I've owned that I've put 100,000 miles on it during my ownership. So I want to go over things that I've done to the car, the reliability of it, and just kind of my overall thoughts in my almost, I think, 5-6 years of ownership, and like I just said, 100,000 miles. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a 2013 G37S rear-wheel drive 6-speed. That's one of the things that I love about this car. It came in the 6-speed option. It was something that I had to have because I was looking for a practical car, yet something that I could have fun with. And as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the most fun yet practical cars that I've owned. You can have fun with it. It's rear-wheel drive. It's decently quick. You're not going to win every race, but it's decently quick. It's fun to drive. And at the same time, it's very reliable. It's practical. Obviously, it's a 4-door. You can take your kids to practice. You can go to the grocery store. So it's just a really great package all around. Now, before I get into kind of the maintenance side of things and the reliability of this car, I just want to say that there's quite a few things that I've done to this car, whether it be preventative maintenance or, modification that I've chose to do myself. And that being said, there's still a lot of things that I want to and plan to do to this car. So let's start first with reliability. As far as this car having problems, or typical things that you need to fix on this car, there's very few. And like I said, I've had this car 100,000 miles or just about, and I've had to replace very few things on this car to keep it running. So I bought this car with about 40,000 miles. I bought it from, obviously used from a dealership. And the first thing that I had to do when I got it was replace the rear subframe was replaced, and that was because the diff bushing was blown, that rear bushing. That's a common problem. Unfortunately, it can be a little labor intensive and a little costly if you don't do it yourself. Luckily, I still had warranty on this car, so it was done by the dealership for free. But if this is a car you're going to be buying, I don't even think they have warranties on this car anymore because of the age. But if it's something you're going to be buying used, something you want to check into, see if it's blown. There's obviously aftermarket options for that piece. So either you can do the work yourself, of course, spend a little bit of time to do that, or you will have to, get someone to do it. It'll cost you a few dollars. Another known issue of this platform with the 6-speed is the inferior design of the slave cylinder, which unfortunately in this car is inside the transmission. Mine did fail on me before I did the clutch replacement, so I had to get it towed home from work one day. I had a big puddle of fluid under my car, but luckily I already had my clutch, flywheel, and heavy-duty slave cylinder ready to go at home, and I just swapped it in there. But again, something to know if you're going to be buying this car. That is a typical problem of these, so you will have the cost of not only the part, but then the labor to drop the transmission, again, if you're not doing it yourself, to replace that part. And the third common issue that I will mention is the sunroof drains. I made a video about how to fix them or replace them. That is not a major issue. They're fairly easy to get to. Just remove some of these panels here and you can get in there and replace that drain. I think if you replace it with the actual drain, it's like $15–20 from Infiniti, so no big deal. It is a common issue with these and pretty much any car that has a sunroof. So, if you want to link that problem to this car, that's fine, but I've had to, fix sunroof drains on multiple cars. So now that I got that out of the way, those are the common issues on this car and the ones that I had to fix. But other than that, this car has been absolutely fantastic. It has been super reliable. The other things that I replaced are just maintenance items such as tires, brakes, obviously air filters, all that sort of thing. But really, other than the things that I just mentioned, I haven't had to do any crazy work to keep this car running. And I by no means go easy on this car. I drive this car every day to work, 90 miles round trip. I drove it from New Jersey to Florida when I moved. I don't go easy on it. I beat on it pretty much daily. So it's been through it, it's handled it, and I'm just really like this car. In terms of quality, the interior has held up great. I don't have any imperfections on the dash. I think in the earlier years of this model, the dash, it would get sticky over time, especially if it sat outside. With this car, the 2013, it sat outside all of its life, haven't had any issues with the dash. So I obviously swapped in these red seats from the anniversary edition. They've held up great. I had to reupholster the bolsters on this and the seat bottom, but that was damage caused from a previous owner, from I guess keys or something like that, whatever. But they've held up great. The interior on this car is pretty much in mint condition, and it's just as nice as the day I bought it. And pretty much same with the exterior for that matter. The paint has held up great. Obviously, I keep up with it. I wash it, I wax it. So if you take care of it, it's gonna last. You have your typical, rock chips on the front and that sort of thing, and then just your normal, couple scratches and dings from everyday use. But it's held up great, no complaints. And other than the lowering springs that I installed, this car has stock suspension. Even at almost 140,000 miles, still have the original shock struts, and it rides really nice. I will be replacing those soon just because, they have miles on them, they're old, but the car still rides great, handles great, and I have replaced nothing else on the suspension. The alternator did seize up on this car. However, I think that was due to its early life up in the northern states. It was originated in New York, then I had it in New Jersey when I unfortunately lived there. So I think that just caused corrosion, some rust. And that's also what happened when I installed the springs and I installed the adjustable toe bolts in the rear. They were seized in the spring bucket bushing there. But again, that is just from salt on the roads from up north. That's really no fault of, the car itself. So overall, like I said, I am really, really happy with this car. I would highly recommend it to anybody that's looking for something that's sporty, but yet practical if you have kids or a family. You want to have some fun on your daily drive to work, but at the same time, you want to be able to go pick up your kids. So it's very reliable. It's performance oriented in some aspects, and it's just a really great car, and I hope to have it for many, many more miles and years. Every car comes with its typical problems, like the ones I listed in the beginning of the video. Yes, unfortunately, some can cost a little bit to fix, but if you're like me and you want to upgrade things, it's a perfect opportunity to do that. And if you're willing to do the work yourself, it's really not all that expensive. What is expensive is if you have to take it to a mechanic or if you don't have the tools to do it. So just keep that in mind if this is a car that you're looking for. But ultimately I wouldn't turn away from this car just because of those couple issues. So again, if this is a car that you're considering, I say go for it. Just make sure you find one that's in, starting in good condition. Maybe if you even know the maintenance, the service history on the car, that makes a huge difference as well. And then if you have this car and you're wondering how it's going to be in 50, 75, 100,000 miles, I'm here to tell you that you're not going to face many issues if you take care of your car. So thanks for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing a few more things to this car coming up. I kind of took a back burner a little bit here for a while. It's my daily car. I have other projects to work on, and of course getting my business up and running. But please stay tuned for things that I will be doing to this car in the future. I'll be doing some more part installs, going to be retuning it, so I'm really excited for that, and I hope you are as well. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me on this channel, and I really hope to continue growing it. I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep working on your cars, and I'll see you next time.